Welcome to action from Toyota Gazoo Racing's GR Cup. And welcome to Swartkops International World of Motoring and the home of GR Cup. Looking forward to some fantastic action out on circuit with the 86s, the Yaris's and the Corolla hatches all going to battle. Davy van der Merwe has been the man to beat in the 86 League, but he's certainly been closed down by Sachaba Mashigo and Ryan Nike as they get to grips with those rear-wheel drive 86s. Just behind them, there'll be an epic battle amongst the Yaris and the Toyota Corolla hatch brigade. They certainly are pushing hard in the media challenge and in the dealer challenge as well. But qualifying is an all-important affair, particularly here at Swartkops, and to be on the front row at your home circuit is certainly what most of these drivers are trying to do. At the end of qualifying, there were some epic chances to get to the front. Davy van der Merwe looks like he was the man to beat in the 86s, and a good ride there from Sean Nurse will also see him at the front end of the media challenge. Let's catch up now with Devon Scott.
Yeah, it was incredible. Nice cold morning. We changed the tyre pressure a little bit this morning to get a little bit more rotation, and it really worked out. We sent it. That's the official term. And looking forward to the race. It's definitely going to be close. The times are close between the Yaris guys and the Corolla guys in the group. And I think it's going to be an exciting one.
And the pole man is Davy van der Merwe.
The weekend started off quite well. Got to hang off the car on the track, so we're feeling very good. Let's see what happens in the races. This morning's call is definitely better for the cars, but I think when it gets warmer, it's going to get a bit more tricky with the tyre wear and definitely the overheating of the tyres. But we look forward. I think it's going to be a good one, and we look forward for the weekend.
Pole position in the media challenge is Sean Nurse.
There's a lot of cars on track. Quali was a bit hectic. We've got 3 categories on what is a relatively short track compared to where we were last time at Kailami. So a little bit difficult to get a good lap in. I managed to do a good enough lap to get pole, but there was a few instances there where I had quite bad traffic, and I think I was part of the traffic at some points for people. So it was a bit busy, but it was all about managing it, and it's part of the game, I suppose. But very excited to be on pole, and I just need to convert that into 2 race wins.
Dylan Praji from Zimbabwe will definitely be looking to try and close things up at the front end of his challenge in the 86s. Look out for Sachaba Mashigo. He's definitely going to be a man to watch out for. And Kumbi as well. They are certainly pushing hard to get to the front end of this various battles that will be out there in GR Cup. It's fantastic to see a big crowd up at the GR headquarters as well. They're looking to be entertained as always. We've got green lights down in pre-race, which means we've got cars on track, and we're almost good to go here for race 1 of the Toyota Gazoo Racing GR Cup. These cars are ready to go now for race number 1, and it's going to be interesting to see who's going to be able to take on the pole position men, Davy van der Merwe, Sean Nurse, and a great effort from Devon Scott. But that's how they line up. Van der Merwe and Sachaba Mashigo on the front row, Nike and Swartz the second row. Further back there, it's Sean Nurse and Alex Shahini, and the front of the Yaris's is Devon Scott. Join us up the break for race number 1. Welcome back to Swartkops. It's race 1 of Gazoo Racing Cup, GR Cup in the house, and the 86s will lead things out. Davy van der Merwe on that front row. Sachaba Mashigo making massive inroads to the front end of the field, and certainly a man to watch out for, and probably the only man at this stage who can give Davy van der Merwe a bit of a run for his money. We go on board here with Hannes Visser. Great to see him recovered after that big one that we saw him and Shahini have at Kailami. But both of them are back on track, and Hannes Visser's got a little bit of work to do. He's not quite where he wants to be in terms of that media challenge. You can see in the mix there with a couple of the Yaris's, and those Toyota dealer team boys and girls are having some fun and games of their own, including Devon Scott, who looks like he's got to the front end right from the word go and gets the drop over Mario D'Souza. Johan Snyman just behind them. At the front end, 86 League starts to heat up a little bit with Nico Safiris in the mix. Watch out for Dylan Praji coming from the background as well. The Zimbabwean has had a fantastic season so far and is slowly but surely, as I said earlier on, getting to grips with these 86 rear-wheel drives. 89 car flying through there. Great to see Alex Shahini back on track, as I mentioned as well. He's actually up in his second place overall in the media challenge, but between the medias and the Yaris's of the Gazoo Racing dealer team guys, he's sitting 4th on the road. Hannes Visser maybe just taking a bit of strain here, trying to get back into the mix. Oh, he gets up close and personal there with the 222 of Theo Brits. Brits just had him very marked and matched and just able to keep him out, but only just because he now looks to try to get on that inside line. The inside line out of turn 7 is the line to be on. The run down to turn 8 is where you need to be. And if you can just get your wheels up, and Hannes has done that to perfection. Well done. Brilliantly done, and finds a way through. So some chopping and changing there between the media guys, and it looks like it might just be Devon Scott. Yeah, Devon Scott I think is the only one other than Mario D'Souza who's starting to mix it up there nicely with the media challenge. These dealer team guys are giving a great opportunity from Toyota to promote the GR brand from their dealers side of things, putting those GR shops into the dealerships themselves, and then getting out on a track like this and having some absolute awesome times in amongst their fellow dealers. Front end though, the 86 League, this is the young guns. This is the future of the sport coming through from Gazoo Racing's Development Academy. And as they go past the headquarters, it's Darby out front and Sechaba Mashigo on his tail. They've pulled slightly away there from Nika. Nika's got Nico Zafiris and Praji starting to close him down slowly but surely. And then just behind that, we haven't mentioned it yet, but Ken Swartz is in the mix as well. Back on board with Hannes as he closes things down here and tries to get onto the back. I think that's of Johan Snyman. So slowly but surely trying to get through into... Oh, Jaco van der Merwe actually. That's Jaco. Jaco van der Merwe there as well. So good driving there from Hannes to try and close that gap down. Getting himself into about 4th place overall in the media challenge. It's about 7th place on track at the moment between the Hatches and the Yaris's. Back to the 86 League out front again, and this time we pick up on that 3rd and 4th place battle. It's slowly but surely starting to heat up ever so slightly. Back again into Hannes' point of view as they come through turn 8. There's a great shot of him coming out there. Very nicely done. Smooth line, absolutely to perfection out of turn 8 there. In fact, if you had to look at a driving point of view. And then further back, Shahini is fighting to try and close down on Nurse. Look at how Nurse and Devon Scott have pulled away. There is a huge advantage that they've been able to get over these 3rd, 4th and 5th place cars, all fighting between themselves. Remember, the black cars are the media challenge cars. Those are the Toyota Corolla Hatches. The white cars are the Yaris's. Those are last year's Cup category cars, and of course now being given to those dealers to have some fun and games here in the GR Cup. Out front, thought that might happen. Sechaba Mashigo sort of had his sights set on Darby van der Merwe, but I think van der Merwe was just holding him back slightly. He's certainly got what it takes to run at the front end, and I don't think anybody can really match him at this stage. But take nothing away from Sechaba Mashigo's attempt to get there. Nika, of course, in 3rd place, and Nico Zafiris there as well. And then Praji just hanging on to keep out Ken Swartz. That's Sean Nurse. First of the media boys down into turn 8. You can see those hazard lights coming on, once again showing you that the... what a move here from Hannes. Late on the brakes. Way too late. And as he did almost into turn 2 at Swartcop. Oh, it's turn 5 actually. Right in front of the HQ. I thought it was a turn 2. I beg your pardon on that one. But HQ got huge advantage there of Hannes Visser running very late on the brakes up into turn 5. So well held there, Hannes. Just missing the tyre barrier. Just missing the air barrier as well. And getting back on track this time as opposed to ending up on the tyre barrier like he did at Kyalami. As I was saying, this is Darby pulling away from Sechaba. Sechaba's done the same thing to get away from Nika. Man alive, he is just on a flyer. Darby van der Merwe, of course, coming from a little bit more experience than most of these drivers in the Development Academy. But, of course, having somebody like this out front is giving them a target to chase. And that's exactly what Sechaba's been able to do. He's seen that as a massive advantage to have in the field. And it's just given him a little bit of a carrot to chase throughout the season, which is good to see. And with that, of course, Ryan Nika and Nico Zafiris, Dylan Praji and Ken Swartz are doing the same thing. We're on to the final lap here by the looks of it and coming down to the line. Is this going to be a victory once again? Looks like the indicator's coming on there, but only one on the side. So looks like maybe a little bit of damage on the left-hand side of that indicator for the ABS system and the ESP system that kicks in that car when they go under hard braking. So Shaba's happy. He comes across to his fan base. He'll get 2nd place. Ryan Nika will finish up in 3rd, and Nico Zafiris just hangs on to keep out Ken Swartz. Just in the background, also picked up on Sean Nurse in the mix there with the 86s. And as the rest of the field come through there, it looks like it's going to be Devon Scott who's going to take the victory in the Dealer Team Challenge. Yes, there we go. Confirmation. Darby, Sechaba and Ryan, your top 3 in the 86s. Nurse, Shahini and van der Merwe in the Corollas. And Scott, D'Souza and Snyman, the top of the Yaris's. Chap now with Devon Scott.
Yeah, so first race went well. The start wasn't as planned. I bounced the limiter, unfortunately, which Mario almost took advantage of, but I closed the door. And then Sean and I managed to pull away from the group for a little bit, and then Sean just stretched away from me. Unfortunately, I couldn't hang on, but still had good fun. The Yaris held up. It's incredible being out here, and it's a true privilege to be part of the whole GR Cup.
Auto Trader back on top with Sean Nurse in race 1.
Yeah, race 1 GR Cup. very interesting. Qualified on pole this morning and had 2 Yaris's between me and the next Corolla. So it was a race of managing my tires pretty much like I did at Kyalami, but amazing to be out there. The car performed super well. The car's feeling really good this weekend. Yeah, it was relatively uneventful for me in the front. Just interesting to see how the Yaris sort of came back towards the end of the race. So I've got to kind of watch out for that in race 2, or maybe not push hard in the beginning of race 2 and maybe hold back and still have something left for the end of race 2. So we'll see.
Let's catch up with second place, Alex Shahini.
So race 1's done and dusted, and it's good to have made it back, obviously bounced back after race 2 at Kyalami. So happy to say the car is running as close as it was before, but Sean pulled out impressive pace, so unfortunately I wasn't able to snap at his heels, but managed a consummate P2 by the end of things. So and then I'm going to start in the same position on our grid going into race 2. So yeah, hopefully we can keep that and get a podium at the end of the day. It's obviously very hot despite the fact that it's May, so the cars and the tires are feeling it slightly, and the Yaris's don't seem to have as much of the problems that we're facing in this heat. So it's interesting to have them in between us once we start facing these problems and they just immediately start to run circles around us.
Let's get Kumbi on race 1.
So race 1 was quite exciting. There was a lot of fighting between myself and Hannes, as well as the Yaris that was in front of us. But unfortunately, Hannes ended up spinning out, and I was right there to take the position. So started P5 and ended up P4, which was quite exciting. I mean, every point is obviously welcomed. The GR Corolla performing absolutely brilliant, not setting a foot wrong. So I'm excited going into the second race now as P5. Hopefully I can take Yaku and Hannes this time around to get a podium place.
86 league and overall winner, Dawie van der Merwe.
Yeah, race 1 went good. I think the start went well. So Jabba kept me busy for that few first laps. But yeah, we managed to pull a bit of a gap and maintain from there. The next race is going to be interesting. It's much warmer now, and yeah, I think it's going to be big fun, and yeah, look forward to the race.
Let's see what Ryan Nika's viewpoint is on race 1.
It went pretty well. Got an average start, but just try to capitalize on taking the inside line in turn 2. After that point we were quite stagnant because everyone was doing sort of the same pace, but then towards the midway through the race I started making a few errors and enough to overheat the tires. So at that point I was really just struggling to maintain the pace that I was doing. So Nico, who was behind me, started catching on me, so at that point it was just elbows out defense, and we had a nice dice, but ultimately came third. But starting third again for race 2 based on times, but yeah, looking forward to it.
Good run once again from Sachaba Mashigo.
Race 1 was really good. P2, very happy about that. It's a great confidence booster after a shaky second round. So yeah, I think I'm especially happy that I'm sort of keeping up with Dawie. He's the carrot that's been put in front of us to chase. And listen, I think I did really well. Just staying within about a second, sometimes closing the distance, and I think I'm proud of myself for pushing my pace up so much since last year. And I also beat my my PB at Swartkorps, so that's another big milestone.
With a big crowd that's here at Swartkorps International World of Motoring at the Extreme Festival's 3rd round of the National Championship. It is fantastic to see, and this is the reason why Gazoo GR Cup are involved with the National Championship Extreme Fest. Big crowds and an opportunity to leverage that sponsorship and get their product out on track and show exactly what they're made of. Sean Nurse was the man to beat in the media challenge, but we heard from Alex Shahini that he's found some extra pace, so hopefully in the second race he'll be a little bit closer. Devin Scott will definitely be looking to up his pace and certainly get off the line a bit better. If he's able to do that, he can potentially run with Sean Nurse, and let's see whether or not Nika and Mashigo can do anything about Dawie van der Merwe here in race 2 of Toyota Gazoo Racing's GR Cup. Race 2 to the line now for the 86 League, and it's Davy van der Merwe who gets the drop. Sachaba on his tail. Better start there from Nike. He's going to try and run with the back end of Sachaba Mashigo. We go on board here with Alex Shahini heading down towards turn number 1. He's sitting 4th on the road, tucks in just behind Mario De Souza by the looks of it. So Mario De Souza and Devon Scott getting a better start this time. Devon Scott certainly a lot better start, and onto the tailpiece of Sean Nurse into turn 2. Literally running almost like a trailer on the back end of that little Corolla hatch, but he certainly wants to try and stay there with the man out front. And if he can do that, there's a good potential that they can close in on the back end here of the 86 League, who's getting real at the back. Oh, a little bit of touching at the back of that pack. Ken Swartz, and by the looks of things there, Dylan Praji maybe having a little bit of rubbing his racing going into turn 4. Not quite what you want to be doing early on, but certainly they have been warned. Don't go and scrap the cars. Have some fun and games, and the rubbing is good, but don't go and crash into each other. That's definitely not what they want here. Hannes Visser moves up 1 position. Slots up. Somebody's run wide. Oh, a little tap on the back end of Hannes as well. Somebody ran wide, put the wheels on the dirt. Possibly would have been Jaco van der Merwe. So Visser putting the pressure onto van der Merwe, and he's starting to soak that pressure up right from the word go. Let's see what Hannes can do here in the second one as he goes down the gearbox and down into turn 8. He closes up onto the back end. There is some maneuvering happening in the background as well, as we see. That looks like it's Kumbi. Kumbi sneaking up on the inside, trying to find a way through there on Theo Brits. Brits and Kumbi side by side. Speaking of side by side, oh, how late do you want it down into turn 2? That was brilliant stuff there from Dylan Praji, just squeezing things out into turn 2. Late braking, not as late as this man was in race number 1. A lot better this time into turn 2 there from Hannes. And he is in a fight of note here between these 3 Corolla hatches. He gets better drive and flies past the 13 car of Jaco van der Merwe. There might have been a problem there on van der Merwe. I think he missed a gear. Jaco van der Merwe missing a gear, allowing Hannes Visser through. Now he goes to hunt things down with Alex Shahini, who's just up the road from him. And this is what's happening in the 86 League at the front end of the field as they head up towards the Gazoo Racing Academy headquarters. Davy van der Merwe still leading out over Mashigo and Nika. Back on board with Hannes. That car just up the road is Alex Shahini. 4 cars up the road, you can just see them in the distance, is the lead car of Sean Nurse. So the Auto Trader man is doing it all right here at the moment. The man from Latvia has got some work to do, and Shahini, the man from Car Magazine, is sitting in second. That's how it stands at this point. But also take into account that Jaco van der Merwe has been closed down by Theo Brits and Andries de Villiers. Behind that is Kumbi on cars, still hanging in there for a chance. But this has been a great run here from Devon Scott. Devon Scott actually leading out. He's got ahead of Sean Nurse. So Devon Scott has taken the lead in the Yaris, and the 86s are now under threat from both these Yaris and Corolla drivers. The Media Challenge and the Dealer Team Challenge are full effect and in full flight here at Swartkops, and closing things down there on the back end of that Toyota 86 League with our junior drivers out front. Back on board with Hannes. He's caught Shahini. He's got to try and find a way through now. Not going to be an easy thing to do. Alex Shahini is certainly going to try and keep out the man from Latvia if he can. Mid-pack battle, Devon Scott, well, it's actually the back end of 86s because Devon Scott has now closed in on them. So he's right on the tailpiece there of Ken Swartz. Can he find a way? That'll be interesting to see if he can find a way into that pack of 86s. They've been fighting so hard, they've allowed both Davy and Sachaba to get away. And in fact, Ryan has kept them all at bay for now. And by concertinaing that field, you've got the 2 quicker cars from the Yaris and Corollas that have joined them. So Ryan Naka goes defensive. On his tail, as you can see there, is Nico Safiris. Behind that is Praji. So the Zimbabwean thick in the midst of what is happening out front. Oh, running wide. That's not what you want to be doing there, Nico. Nico Safiris putting those Dunlops into the dirt. They're not going to like that. This is what you need to be doing. Smooth and on track. Getting those lines, hitting the apexes right, climbing on the accelerator at the right time. Davy showing them the way to go. Back into this little pack, and here comes Devon Scott. This is a great drive from him. They've got through on Ken Swartz. So both Scott and Nurse are through on Ken Swartz. He's dropped to the back of those 2, and he's now lost the toe to the back end of the 86 League. Back on board with Hannes. He's letting a go here. Can he get on the inside of the Car Magazine car? Yes, he can. He dives through. We go on board with Shahini as he comes into turn 8. That was great stuff there from the producer, showing us the dive on the inside from Hannes' point of view, and then the return of it coming from Alex's point of view into turn 1. Oh, they got real there. These 2 guys, I thought that might have been the case. Hannes was so hot into turn 1, and now goes rally style. Yes, the Toyotas are built to go rallying as well, Hannes, but not at Swartkops, please, buddy. Keep it on the black stuff if you can. Now, that was fantastic stuff. You can see him there, kicking himself, going, man, I had that. It was all sorted. And now he's going to try and do it all again. So down onto the breaking point for turn 8. And once again, it's a double victory for Davy van der Merwe. He's making this the way to go this season. Tough man to beat, but Sachaba, as I said, has closed in. And right in the closing stages, off track. Wow, Dylan Praji trying to get around the outside of Nico Zaferis, puts it onto the dirt and manages to hang on. Oh, that was top quality stuff there. Shahini's going to come through for second place in the media challenge. Hannes Visser in third. That's wrapping up there with the official results. Van der Merwe, Mashigo and Nika takes the GR86s. And the Yaris's, it's Devin Scott, Mario D'Souza and Theo Brits.
Very positive weekend. Race 2 went very well. Had a good start and it just had to maintain from there. I just want to say a huge thank you to the team and all the hard work for the weekend. It was amazing fun and super cool to drive. So looking forward for the next round and let's see what we can do.
Another double second place there for Sachaba Mashigo.
P2 race 2, yeah, that was nice. It was quite an easy Sunday drive. But yeah, I wasn't as close to Darby this time as I was in the first race. I was just having trouble at turn 2. I wasn't getting the turn in right, so I just kept losing ground. And then because it's such a long straight up to turn 4 where, I sort of get some ground back, that's a couple of car lengths each lap. But listen, I'm happy about my P2 overall. I'm stoked as a comeback after Kyalami. So, man, I'm happy. It was a good day of racing. No incidents, I think. No incidents, not even serious incidents. So it was a lucky race overall. And yeah, I'm happy to go home with some silverware.
Well, Ryan Nika finished in third place. Let's find out how his race went.
It was a pretty okay race. I'm happy with the results, but we just really struggled with understeer. We still managed to get third, even being like half a second or like 3/10 of the pace. Just struggling a lot with push from overheating the front tires. It's such a hot day today, but just happy I managed to hold off for third, and we'll do some work to see how I can manage the tires better for next time.
Another double for the Auto Trader man, Sean Nurse.
Yeah, race 2, all good. Started on pole for the Corolla class, managed to still win. The Corolla class had an epic dice with Dev for first place sort of overall in our little four-wheel drive category. He did a great job. We crossed the line within like half a second of each other. It was amazing fighting. Felt very good in the car the whole weekend. Just happy to take my class win and looking forward to heading to PE next month.
Second place for Shahini and a great turnaround after Kyalami.
That was pretty exciting. I think a lot more exciting than race 1, which I didn't really have much competition from any other of the GR Corolla guys, but myself and Hannes had a little tussle and that was pretty fun. But I think as a whole, him and I are probably very glad that we managed to finish the race and the cars were superb today. We didn't have any issues with them, and obviously a big congrats to Sean. He was in a league of his own today, so I think as time goes on a little bit more, we'll build up on our confidence from what happened at Kyalami, and maybe we can begin to take the fight again like we've done in the past. So very happy, P2 overall, first P2 of the season, and hopefully we can keep going up.
Fourth place was the Citizens, Jaco van der Merwe.
Very nice, very close between everyone. If you look at the 86s, the Yaris's and us, it's the time gaps during yesterday's practice and qualifying is very close, and obviously that showed in the race because it's just, apart from Sean and them out front, it was just an absolute mixed bag between the Corollas and the Yaris's. Had a bit of a lucky break in the first race where Hannes tried outbraking me. He went off. I managed to be third, and then in the second race, almost the same spot, he shoved me a bit from behind. Looks like the cars are fine. It might be a bit of my car stuck in his grill there, but and then he stayed on me. I misshifted through 2. I went into 5th and not 3rd. Then he overtook me, and then I had a tremendous battle holding back a Yaris or 2 because it was actually a little buffer for me. If Kumbi overtook me, I was in trouble. So it was a bit of a buffer, and then I slowed up the whole party, and but I managed to stay there, and lucky day.
Good day for Devin Scott as well, with 2 victories.
Race 2 was good. I was a lot better off the start line. Into turn 2, Shawnee closed the door on me a little bit. But that's all part of it, and then I just hung on to the back, and then unfortunately had some technical issues which we took advantage of, and we just managed the gap between him behind me and the 86s, which we caught towards the end of the race, which really got things complicated. But otherwise, the Yaris was amazing. The whole experience has been incredible, and thank you to the GR Driving Academy for the opportunity.
In second place, it's Mario de Souza.
Yeah, it was a bit of a lonely day. Look, obviously I'll take the results any day, second in class, both heats. I think it puts me sharing the championship with the first two heats, two races that we've had. So yeah, the two guys in front of me were just too quick for me to be able to get to them. I see that Sean in the Corolla, he must have missed a gear. And then Devon managed to pass him, but and I thought, here's my chance, I'm going to get to them. But they started pulling away again. So look, I'm very happy. It was an awesome day. Racing was good, was clean, and the crowds were fantastic.
We'll see you on the 29th of June at Aldo Scribanti for the next round.